My name is Keva, and this is my sister Karen. We're both filmmakers who work in the film industry in the state of South Carolina for the last 15 years. Currently, we're both working on the show Army Wives, which we're happy to say is here for its 5th season.
I started with Army Wives in 2006 when ABC Studios, Touchstone, and Disney came to Charleston to shoot their pilot. And Keva started with the show in, was it 2007?
2007.
Right, and then she's worked since then as the key costumer.
As a key costumer on the show, I'm one of the last set of eyes regarding wardrobe.
We're also independent film producers. Keva has written, directed, and we've both produced our first film, and we're actually in the process of working on another. And we look forward to being able to work with a lot of the local technicians in the industry.
And we just wanted to come to you today to let you know the thoughts that we have regarding piracy in the film industry.
Commissioner Clyburn, we'd like to ask that you please strengthen the copyright protection provision of the Open Internet Order.
Personally for us, while working here on Army Wives, an executive producer inspired me to write and shoot my first short, which is called Letters from Home. And my sister and I, we've been blessed to spend the last year on the festival circuit, actually putting our film in different festivals. And we do think that even on a small scale, how piracy can affect the independent filmmaker is that several of the festivals that we submitted to said that if our film was able to be viewed online, that we would be disqualified because no one would pay the $10 to sit at a festival and watch our film if they could easily access it online. Festivals are important to the independent filmmaker because it's basically a way for us to showcase the work and the talent that we have. We're not the big studios and we don't have access to even getting in front of them, but the great thing about festivals is that people from these studios, they do send representatives to the festivals, and it allows us to showcase our work. Regarding the motion picture industry, what bothers me the most, being a local South Carolina resident, is that so many people put so much emphasis on Hollywood and they don't realize that the independent crew member actually makes a living working here. I live here, this is where I work, this is where I own my home, and this is where my family is. And I was recently quoted in a newspaper saying, "I do not live in 90210, I live in Goose Creek, South Carolina," and I wholeheartedly stand behind that.
Copyright protection is very important to us. When the things that we create are intellectual property, it's a story that's been written or a movie that's been produced or a short and it's something that we've generated. And it's very important for us to be able to have a sense of ownership of what it is we've created. When we visited New York City, and it was the day before Christmas, and excuse me, it was the day before Christmas, and Cold Mountain, which was a movie that we worked on here in South Carolina, was due to come out on Christmas Day. Well, on Christmas Eve, it was available for sale on the streets of New York City. So it's like, right there we got to see just how difficult it is for the industry to be able to control its downstream revenue.
Commissioner Clyburn, we're asking that you strengthen the copyright protection provision of the Open Internet Order. This is important not only to the major Hollywood studios, but to independent filmmakers like my sister and myself who make our movies right here in the state of South Carolina.
The internet is inundated with a flood of online theft. This theft not only hurts us as film technicians, but also as independent film producers. As a technician, we're hurt because the production companies that we work for, which are normally the studios or larger entities, they derive anywhere from 50 to 70% of their revenue from downstream sources. And when their bottom line is affected, that then affects how many movies they make, and at times how much they'll pay us, and it affects things like our health and welfare, because everything ultimately, everything ultimately comes down to money, and the studios are in the business of making money, and if they find that they're not going to be able to generate the revenue from their expected sources, then they're going to start cutting back somewhere. And unfortunately, I think it's
Us first.
Yeah, the technicians, the little guys that are going to end up on the short end of the stick.
We're asking that you strengthen the copyright protection provision of the Open Internet Order.
Commissioner Clyburn, we'd like to thank you for your time and invite you to visit us on the set of Army Wives. So the next time you're in Charleston, give us a call and come on out. We'd love to show you around and let you see how things are done. And if you happen to not be able to make it back home before Army Wives wraps, then perhaps Keva and I will be shooting our film and you can come hang out with us then. So we just want to say thank you very much for your time and your consideration. And it has been a true honor to be able to communicate our concerns with you. We really appreciate everything that you're doing and the other commissioners are doing to protect our livelihood. So thank you.
Thank you.